Today we are going to study service marketing. So we'll start. Services are deeds, processes, and performances provided or co-produced by one entity or person for another entity or person. So, like physical goods which we can see, services we cannot see. So, there may be the question might have arisen in your mind that how we can define the service or what exactly services are, to which things we can say that these are the services. So services are the deeds, processes, and performances provided or co-produced by one entity or one person to for the another person. So you have to understand that any deed, any process, or any performance, anything which is done for the other person by one person is called service. So services, whatever you do for somebody else in return of some money, that may be a deed or maybe a process or maybe a performances, it's called services. Services offered by the IBM are not tangible things that can be touched, seen, and felt, but rather are intangible deeds and performances provided and or co-produced for its customers. So nowadays, the manufacturing companies are moving towards the service, towards the services or the service industry. IBM earlier they used to manufacture computers and machines, technology, technical equipments. But nowadays, IBM is slightly and gradually moving towards providing services, maybe cloud computing service, maintenance service, repair service that we are going to study. To be concrete, IBM offers repair and maintenance services for its equipment, consulting services for its IT and e-commerce application, training services, web design and hosting, and other services. So earlier, IBM was manufacturing technological equipments, but nowadays they are providing services because services is most important part of the businesses. So they have moved towards the service organization. Earlier, they were manufacturing organization or product based organization, but nowadays they have become a service based organization, and now they are offering repair and maintenance services for their equipments which they are manufacturing, plus consultancy services they are offering to the IT companies and e-commerce applications. Then they are also providing training services, they are also providing web design, they are also providing hosting, web hosting services, and there are many services if you go to their website. These services may include final tangible report, a website, or in case of training, tangible instructional material. But for the most part, the entire service is represented to the client through problem analysis activities, meetings with the client, follow-up calls, reporting a series of deeds, processes, and performance. So here you are understanding the nature of the services and how the manufacturing and product based organization are moving towards the service based organization. These services may include final tangible report. So what you see as a product or as a service is tangible report. So they might have provided repair service, maintenance service, consulting service, then training service. But what is the outcome of that? The outcome of that is a report. And in some cases like web designing and for web hosting, you may have a website. They may create website for you or they may handle website for you. In case of training, they are providing tangible instruction material. So they may provide standard operating procedure manual how to provide training to your employees. But for the most part, the entire service is represented to the client through problem analysis activities. So what exactly they are doing for their client is problem analysis. They are doing lots of meetings with the client, understanding their problems, trying to solve their problems. Then they are doing follow-up calls in case if they are not understanding or if they want to take the feedback of their performances. Then reporting a series of deals. So whatever they have done, they keep on reporting. Then there are a lot of processes involved, there are a lot of performances involved, but all these things are intangible. Similarly, the core offerings of the hospitals, hotel, banks, and utilities are primarily deeds and actions performed for the customers or co-produced with them. So similarly, like IBM, hospitals are also providing some deeds, performances, and what we said, uh, processes. So deeds, processes, and performances. So hospitals, hotel, banks, and other companies like maybe MSCB, which is providing electricity to you. So maybe Reliance Jio, maybe that is providing internet to you. So these companies are doing some deeds. They are doing some performances and actions for you, and they are co-produced with you. That means they first of all understand you. They check what is the requirement, and as per your requirement, they provide you services. So whenever we go to any saloon, then we ask that we want typical type of haircut, and then they will provide customized haircuts. So that is called co-production. Sometimes you go to the restaurant and you ask particular dish, and you also specify particular ingredients. So they it is called co-production. Definition of the services: all economic activities whose output is not a physical product or construction is generally consumed at the at the time it is produced, and provides added value in forms such as convenience, amusement, timeliness, comfort, or health that are essentially intangible. So we'll break this definition. All economic activities whose output is not physical product. So all such activities where you at the end don't get a physical product. So all monetary activities where a transaction, where money is involved, and where physical product or tangible product is not the output, is called services. And it should not be construction or mining or agriculture related businesses, generally consumed at the time it is produced. So in the characteristics of the service is, whenever it is produced, it should be immediately consumed. So as we know, services are immediately consumed after the production. So if suppose any person want insurance services, so immediately if the insurance is activated, it will start from that particular date, from that particular time. So immediately when it is activated, you have to consume. Similarly in telecom sector, whenever your plan for the prepaid plan is activated, your broadband data plan is activated, you have to immediately consume it. If you don't consume it, it will go waste. Similarly, in airline services, if you demand, then immediately your ticket is booked for the particular flight, and you have to immediately board that flight. Otherwise, if you miss that flight, then you will not get that particular services. So, services are immediately consumed after that it is produced, and provides added value in forms of convenience, amusement, timeliness, comfort, or health. So services, at the end of the services, you might get convenience, you might get entertainment, amusement, might get timeliness, that is in case of transportation. uh, they will take you from one place to another place in particular time. They will provide you comfort, and one more thing is health. So these are the things, these are the things by which services are provided, and these are essentially intangible. So this is the definition of services. There are many definitions, and it is very difficult to define services. So you will get many definitions. So contribution of the service industries to India's gross domestic product, GDP. Contribution of services to GDP, it is very important to understand. So if you see trade, hotel, transportation, communication, it accounts 28%. Finance, insurance, real estate business contribute 17%. Community and social and personal services contribute 12%. And later on, agriculture, mining, manufacturing, electricity, gas supply, water supply, construction, all these things are not the part of the services. They are services, but they are not 100% services. So if you calculate for even first three, which are core services, 28 plus 17 plus 12, it comes around almost 60%. So contribution to the India GDP by the sector, if you see, services are contributing almost 60%. Industry is contributing around 27%, which include manufacturing, mining, and other things like construction. And agriculture is contributing just 13%. I'm talking about the GDP. So very important role services are playing in our GDP. So how services, how the contribution of the services has increased over the years. Like in 1950 51, it was only 30% contributing to our GDP. But by 2011 and 12, it started contributing 59%, and now maybe more than that, it may be 70 or 80%. If you see the latest number, again if you see the share of the services and manufacturing in employment since 1950 to 2020, so from almost 20%, it has increased to almost 45%. Services employ nowadays, services are giving more than 45% employment to the population of India. And if you see the manufacturing sector, it is only giving 12 to 13%. So again, in terms of employment, also services are very important. And this trend you will see not only in India, in Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all the SAARC countries. And the similar trend you will see for the labor forces. So these are the numbers uh, from the government ministry of uh, this in maybe commerce ministry. So there is one more topic like tangibility spectrum. So it is said that if even if you say if even if you sell any product, there are some part of it is services. Suppose if you are a owner of Maruti Suzuki automobile side or Tata Motors, then also some part of your offerings are services. Some part of your offering is product. Like if you are selling Tata Nexon, then definitely you are selling a product. But with that, you have to take care of the repairs, you have to take care of the maintenance, you have to take care of the services which are associated with that particular car. So why people are purchasing Maruti Suzuki? Because Maruti Suzuki has large number of uh, service centers, and throughout India, all over the India, you may take the exam, you may take Kashmir or Ladakh, or you may take Kanyakumari, you will find service stations of the Maruti Suzuki. That's why people are preferring Maruti Suzuki cars over the other competitors. And similarly, services are also there whenever you are selling soft drinks, whenever you are selling detergent, whenever you are selling cosmetic, and whenever you are selling fast food outlets. So it depends on how much percentage of services are involved in that. Maybe in automobile it may be 20% it is a service, and 80% it may be a product. And in case of detergent, it may be 90% it is product, and 10% it may be service. Like for detergent, you may have to give demonstration, you may have to advertise, you may have to make it available in the market. In cosmetics, you may have to show how to apply it, you may have to provide uh, some tips like that, or you have to make it available. In fast food restaurant, you will have to provide, you will have to provide uh, ambience, you have to serve that particular food, and lot of things you have to take care. You have to take care of their comfort, sitting comfort, you may have to play the music. So lot of things are there. So if you see the teaching is 100% or more than 90%, it's intangible. and consulting it may be 80%, investment management it may be 70%, intangible airlines may be 60%, it is intangible. So this is the spectrum. If you take the salt, very less percentage or minimum or negligible percentage of services you have to sell along with the salt. So salt may be more than 95% it is product and tangible, and it only for 5% services are involved, like intangible component is involved in that. If you take the example of USA, in 2009, the service sector represented more than 80% employment and 75% GDP. So we are going to be like USA in after some years. So we will also have this statistic, like 80% employment will be generated by the service, and 75% of the GDP is contributed by the service sector. Now, growth of the service industries. First, services, marketing concepts and strategies have developed in response to the tremendous growth of service industries. So why we are learning service marketing? Because there is a tremendous growth of service industry. That's why we are learning concepts. That's why we are learning strategies, and it is resulting in their increasing importance to the US and world economy. So as we said, if 80% of the employment is generated by these services and 75% of the GDP is generated by the services for the USA, so you can understand the importance of the services in our economy or in our life or in for the nation. Employment in the service industry, almost all the absolute growth in the numbers of the jobs and the fastest growth rates in the job formation are in service industries, particularly healthcare and IT professional. So a lot of jobs are created, a lot of different types of jobs are created. The total number of jobs created by the service industry is also more, and a lot of different types of jobs created by the services industry is also more than manufacturing and agriculture and mining. And especially healthcare and IT services are creating lots of jobs. Trade in service is growing. Another indicator of the economic importance of this service is trade in service is growing worldwide. So if you see the statistic, if you go to the Google and if you search the numbers, you will see the trade in the services is also growing day by day, year by year. Exports of the services in USA increasing. So USA is also increasing its export. In fact, while the US balance of trade in goods remain in red, so US is uh, importing more goods and exporting less goods. But in case of services, export of the services have jumped 84% since 2000, and there was $144 billion trade surplus in services in 2008. So US is benefiting from these services because it is exporting more services and importing less services, and it has contributed more than 144 billion in trade surplus. In fact, the US ranks number one in the world in sales of the services abroad. There is a growing market for the services and increasing dominance of the services in economies worldwide. So if you see all the developed countries, you will find out that services are contributing a lot in their economies. Most of the impetus came from the service industries such as banking, transportation, hospitality, and healthcare. So banking, transportation, hospitality, and healthcare are contributing a lot in service sector. As their traditional service industries have evolved and become even more competitive, the need for effective service management and marketing strategies has continued. So, as these banking, transportation, hospitality, and healthcare sectors are growing, we need more effective service management and we need more marketing advertisement strategies. Now, you can see the GDP percent contribution of services in the GDP of some of the countries. Hong Kong 92%, United States 77%, Singapore 76%, Japan 76%, UK 75%, Netherlands 75%, Australia 75%, France 72%, Germany 72%, Canada 71%, India 55%, and China 43%. So this statistics is also very old, before 10 years, but still you can think that how much services are contributing to the world economy. However, the companies across the industries have discovered the value of service innovation and service growth strategy. So Because services are more important in the economy now, we are focusing more on the service innovation and growth strategy. A lot of as I said, a lot of companies are moving from product based companies, manufacturing based companies to the service based companies. So some of these some of the example are in manufacturing sector. GE and Caterpillar, they have moved from service product based companies to service based companies. In technology company, it is Avnet, Xerox and IBM. In retail, it is PetSmart. In package goods, consumer packaged goods companies, it is Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble have begun to discover the potential for the service-led growth. These are the companies, they are trying to focus more on the service sector. What are the how they can serve the customer with lot of services rather than the just product. For example, Xerox now provides a document management system services. So Xerox earlier was manufacturing just photocopier machines, but now they are providing document management services for the organization, whereby it can take over the management of all documents, digital and paper within an organization. This type of service lies for far beyond its typical printer repair and maintenance services business. So earlier they were having just printer and Xerox machine repair and maintenance service. Now they are managing documents of all the documents of that particular organization. In a different industry, PetSmart, a very large pet retailer, attributes nearly all of its growth in recent years to its services, including pet hotels, grooming, and training. So there is a Pet Smart company which is providing services. Earlier, they were just providing food for the pet. Nowadays, they are providing pet hotels, pet grooming, pet training. So they are also moving towards service industry. Very recently, Procter and Gamble began a push into services tied to a few of its renowned brands. It is experimenting with Mr. Clean Car Wash and franchise model for Tide dry cleaners. So Procter and Gamble, they are having products like Mr. Clean, which is detergent, and Tide, which is also detergent. Now they are entering into services like car wash servicing using Mr. Clean and dry cleaning services using Tide, and they are also giving franchises. Knowing the tremendous value of these brands, Procter and Gamble has been very meticulous and careful in its extension of these brands into services. So they are also taking care that their brand image or parent name should not be hampered or diluted. To expand their service business expertise, many technology companies have partnered with the purchase service business. IBM purchased PricewaterhouseCoopers, HP purchased EDS, and Dell acquired Perot Systems. So this is how companies, those were manufacturing some equipments, now they are moving towards uh, service sector. Like IBM purchased PwC, HP purchased EDS, and Dell purchased Perot Systems, which are service companies. Why are all these companies choosing to focus on services? Because all of the companies have realized that an excellent product is not a guarantee for long-term success. So just having excellent product is not a guarantee for the success. You have to provide good services. There are number of reasons. First, the commoditization of the products in many countries has resulted in price and margin pressures on many physical goods. So like HUL and Procter and Gamble is producing detergent. Such a type of detergent nowadays any company can manufacture. So that's why just manufacturing products will not give you guarantee that your firm will success, because product can be manufactured by the machines, and machines can be provided by any engineering company. That's why there is a saturation of product producing companies. Second, the customers are demanding services and solutions, especially in B2B market. So in industrial marketing, in B2B marketing, people want total solution. People or organization or the people, they don't want just product or any equipment. They want total solution for their problem. In many situations, customers demand solution to their problem or challenge that involves multiple products and services. They look to their provider to create and deliver these product service solutions. So now need of the customer has changed. Customer now want complete solution that are involved product as well as services. Third, services often have higher profit margin than products and can thus provide platforms for the firm for profitability. So nowadays, companies are earning more profit from the services. That's why they are moving towards the services. Customer loyalty and customer satisfaction are driven in large part by service quality and service offering. So why people are purchasing Maruti Suzuki? Because their service maintenance is very good rather than other competitors. That's why they are purchasing car from the Maruti Suzuki. Again, this knowledge provides firms with another reason to develop services and cement customer loyalty through high quality services. So when you provide high quality services, automatically customer will get attracted towards your product. Finally, many industries are highly competitive today and service can be differentiated in crowded market. So many there are a lot of competition in the market. You take the smartphone, you take the laptop, you take any product, there are a lot of competition, there are a lot of companies in that particular market, but what will differentiate you is the service. As firms transition into services, they often encounter serious challenges in terms of culture change, sales and channel issues, and a need for expertise in designing and delivering services. So, organizations are moving towards services, but there are a lot of challenges in that also. These companies are typically engineering, technology, science, or operations driven. Their expertise is anchored in what they produce. As these companies transition and seek to grow grow through service, they find they need a new service logic and spatial concept and approaches for managing and marketing services become increasingly apparent. So IBM, we discussed IBM is moving towards service sector. Earlier they were manufacturing some equipments. Services are driving IBM's growth in the 21st century. Now next topic is service mix. uh, Marketing, product mix you have studied, marketing mix you have studied, product mix you have studied. uh, the optimum combination of product, price, place and promotion will give you success, and that optimum combination is called product mix or marketing mix. But in case of services, there are three more component like people, process and physical evidence, that makes it is expanded marketing mix. 7 P's. So traditional marketing mix is defined as the elements an organization use to satisfy or communicate with the customer. So what are the elements which are used by the organization to communicate with the customer to satisfy the needs of the customer are product, price, place and promotion. And optimum combination of these four will give you marketing mix. The traditional marketing mix is composed of the 4 P's: product, price, place, promotion. The elements appear as a core decision variables in any marketing text or marketing plan. So any marketing plan you will see the right combination of the product, price, place and promotion. The opinion of the mix implies that all the variables are interrelated and depend on each other to some extent. So product, price, place and promotion, you cannot separate these four elements. They are interdependent. They are dependent on each other. So one change in one element will affect the change in other. Yeah, it will impact on other element. Traditional marketing mix. Further, the marketing mix philosophy implies an optimal mix of the four factors for a given market segment at a given point in time. So, product mix is different for different segment, different customer group, different market. So that we have to understand and that we have to find out. Key strategy decision areas for each of the 4 P's are captured in the top four groups. Careful management of the product, place, promotion and price will clearly also be essential to the successful marketing of the services. So in case of services, the same thing goes. Along with the 4 P's, we also have to take care of some more 3 P's. However, the strategies for the 4 P's require some modifications when applied to the services. So in case of services, we have to modify these 4 P's to some extent. For example, traditionally promotion is thought of as a involving decision related to sales, advertising, sales, promotion and publicity. In services, these factors are also important, but because many services are produced and consumed simultaneously, service delivery people such as clerks, ticket takers Nurses, phone personnel are involved in real-time promotion of the service even if their jobs are typically defined in terms of operational functions they perform. So if you see in 4 P's there is a promotion, and promotion can be done through advertisement, sales promotion of course, PR, publicity. But in case of services, the person who is providing services can also promote, or the promotion is depend on person who is providing service. Suppose there is a hospital, the doctor which is providing you that particular medical healthcare facility will be promoting your services. That is, by that person your services are promoted. So expanded marketing mix will look like this. In product, you have to manage, you have to take care of physical good features. In case of services, you have to take care of service features. Then quality of the services, accessories, packaging, warranties, service lines, branding of the services. Then in case of distribution of the place, you have to take care of the channel type, exposure, intermediaries, outlet location, transportation, storage, managing channels. In case of promotion, you have to take care of promotion, blend, salespeople, selection of the salespeople, training of the salespeople, incentives given to the salespeople, advertising, the media types which are you are using for the advertisement, the type of advertisement, sales promotion, publicity, public relation, internet, web strategy, that will come under promotion. That these factors you have to take care. Then in case of price, you have to take care of the flexibility of the pricing, price levels, terms and conditions for the pricing, differentiation of your services regarding pricing, then discounts you are going to offer, allowances you are going to offer. Then people, in terms of in case of people, the employee recruitment, employee training, employee motivation, rewards to the employees, teamwork, that will matter. Then in case of customers, how you educate the customer, how you train the customer, how you give demonstration to the customer, all these things are matter. Then in case of physical evidence, we have facility design and equipment, signage, that is the boards, then employee dress, web pages, other tangibles, reports, business cards, statements, guarantees, whatever you can see will come under physical evidence. And next is processes, flow of activities, standardized, customized, whether they are standardized or whether they are customized, number of steps are required to complete that particular process, whether the process are simple, whether the process are complex, whether the customer is involved in that particular process will decide. So these are the various factors under 7 P's, and you have to use the right combination, optimum combination of these factors. Now, expanded mix of the services. Because services are usually produced and consumed simultaneously, consumers are often present in the firm's factory. So that service provider has to be there, customer has to be there at the time of service delivery, interact directly with the firm's personnel, and are actually part of the service production process. So customer must be present over there, and customer is also part of the services. Also, because services are intangible, customers will often be looking for any tangible cue to help them understand the nature of the service experience. So services are intangible, like whenever you want to visit hospital, you are sick and you want to visit the hospital, so you want to see the tangible cue. Tangible cues are the tangible signals, and depending on signals you will understand the nature of the service. If the hospital is small, then you will think that the quality of the services are not that good. If the hospital is big and everything is taken care of, cleanliness, then there is a receptionist, then the internal inter the environment is good, environment is clean, the interior is very good. Then there are very good furniture over there, there are very good equipments, the information is properly displayed, lot of advertisement is going on, so that hospital will provide you better services. So by looking at the tangible signals you will understand the nature of the services. The next is, for example, in hotel industry, the design and decor of the hotel as well as the appearance and attitude of the employee will influence customer perception and experience. So by looking at the hotel you can realize that whether the hotel is 5 star or 4 star or 3 star or 2 star or any normal hotel. So tangible signals will tell you about the nature of the service. Then expanded mix of the services. Acknowledgement of the importance of these additional variables has led service marketers to adopt the concept of expanded marketing mix for service shown in the three remaining groups. In addition to the traditional four P's, the services marketing mix include people, physical evidence, and process. So along with the four P's, in addition to the four P's, we have people, physical evidence, and process in case of services. Now we'll discuss people. All human actors who play a part in service delivery and thus influence the buyer's perception. So all the human actors which are involved in the service delivery and which will impact or influence the perception of the customer will be termed as a people in the seven P's expanded marketing mix or service mix, namely the firm's personal, the customer, and other customers. So employee plus that particular customer and other customer who are going to have very good word of mouth or bad word of mouth, that will also impact the services. So namely the firm's personal, that is firm's employee, the customer, that is you, and other customers, that other customer who are going to advise you or suggest you or tell you something about that particular service will impact you in the service environment. All the human actors participating in the delivery of the service influence customer regarding the nature of the service itself. Their attitude and behaviors, how these people are dressed, and their personal appearance all influence the customer's perception of the services. So attitude, behavior, dressing sense, knowledge of the people will impact the service. In fact, for some services such as consulting, counseling, teaching, and other professional relationship-based services, provider is the service. So whenever you go to hospital and you get very good doctor who is uh, providing you very good medicines, so for you that doctor is service. You will not worried about how that particular hospital is big, but if the doctors the services provided by the doctor is not sufficient, is not good, then that particular service for you is not good or bad. In other cases, the contact person may play what appears to be relatively small in service delivery. For instance, cable service installer, baggage handler, or equipment delivery dispatcher. So in some cases, like cable service installer, airline baggage handler, in some services, people are not that much important. But in some services like consulting, counseling, and teaching services, people are very much important. Yet research suggests that even these providers may be focal point of service encounters that can prove critical for the organization. So these are the people who will change your perception. So that's why they are more important. In many service situations, customers themselves can also influence service delivery, thus affecting service quality and service and their own satisfaction. So many a times customer will also influence service delivery. How, that I will tell you. For example, client of the consulting company can influence the quality of the service received by providing needed and timely information and by implementing recommendation provided by the consultant. So there is a consulting company and client or the customer goes to that particular company. So how that consulting company is going to provide the advice will depend on how much client is going to reveal, how much information is client is providing, how much accurate information is client is providing to that particular consultancy, and how much the advice is following. So it is depending, many times it is depending on the customer. Suppose you go to the doctor and the sign and symptoms what you are going to tell the doctor, on the basis of that sign and symptoms doctor is going to provide you medicine, and if you are not going to take that medicine on time, so you will not recover easily or earlier. That's why the role of the customer is also important in the services. Customer not only influence their own service outcomes but can influence other customers. So many times we have word of mouth publicity, and because of that also we will influence the perception of others. In a theater, at a sport, in a classroom, or online, customers can influence the quality of the service received by others, either enhancing or detracting from other consumers' experience. So people, if they talk about good about the a particular service, then that service quality will improve. The perception of the services will increase. And if the people they do bad word of mouth publicity, then the perception and the quality of the service will decrease. The next is physical evidence. The environment in which the service is delivered and where the firm and customer interact, as well as the tangible components that facilitate performance or communication of the service. So what is the physical evidence? The tangible part of the services is called as physical evidence. It may be that particular place, or it may be tangible components like letterhead, business cards, reports, signage, equipment, and web pages. So physical evidence of these services includes all the tangible representation, letterhead, business card, reports, signage, equipment, and web page. Whatever is tangible, whatever you can see is called physical evidence. In some cases, suppose you are taking insurance, so that the paper on which it is written that you have purchased that particular insurance is also physical evidence. Or if you go to the doctor and if doctor asks you to do some blood test, and after doing blood test you get the report, so that report, the prescription by the doctor are the physical evidence. In some cases it includes the physical facility where the service is offered, the service scape, for example retail branch facility. So if you in case of banking sector, the bank branch is considered as a physical evidence. In other cases like telecommunication services, physical facility is irrelevant. So in case of telecommunication, we don't go to their office, or we not bother where the tower is. We what we bother is whether we are getting very good clarity of calling or very good data services. So in case of telecommunication, physical evidence does not matter that much. But physical evidence may be different thing. Maybe it may be advertisement, it may be pamphlet, it may be visiting card, anything else. In this case, the other tangible such as billing statements, appearance of the service vehicle, and installer may be important indicators of the quality. So in case of telecom services, the billing statement or dongle or your SIM card or what you say, the towers, the bank branches, these are the visible things. Especially when the consumers have little on which to judge the actual quality of the service, they will rely on these cases just as they rely on the cues or the signals provided by the people and the service processes. So physical evidence is very important, because most of the time if the education of the particular customer is less, if the customer is illiterate, he is mostly dependent on these kind of physical evidences. Physical evidence cues or the signals provide excellent opportunity for the firm to send consistent and strong message regarding the organization's purpose, the intent, market segment, and the nature of the service. Physical evidences are you can be used in various different ways. Now next is processes. Processes are the procedure, mechanism, and flow of activities by which the service is delivered. The service delivery and operating system. So processes are nothing but procedure you have to take care to avail that particular service. Mechanism you have to follow to avail that service. The flow of the activities you have to follow to get that particular service. So process should not be too long or too short. The delivery steps that the customer experience or the operational flow of the service also give customer evidence on which to judge the service. So if that particular process involve a lot of steps, then customer may think that that service may not be good. So operational flow and delivery steps should be less. Some services are very complex, requiring the customer to follow complicated and extensive series of actions to complete the process. So many times we do very bad word of mouth publicity for the government services, because we have to follow a lot of steps to avail those services. Highly bureaucratized services frequently follow this pattern, and the logic of the steps involved often escapes the customers. So many times there are a lot of steps involved in availing that particular process, and there is no logic for that. At that time customer may think that services are not good or poor in quality. Another distinguishing characteristic of the processes that can provide evidence to the customer is whether the service follows a production line standardized approach, or whether the process is an empowered or customized one. So many times when you don't get same quality of the services, when it is not standardized, when it is not fixed that what type of services you will get, so that will also depend the quality of the service. Sometimes you have to customize that particular service. Suppose tailoring, there is a tailor or any doctor, they have to customize their services for that particular uh, customer. So they provide the services on one-to-one basis. None of these characteristics of the services is inherently better or worse than another. So whatever characteristics of the services we have seen, it's not like that somebody is better, somebody is worse. It depends on that particular market, it depends on that particular customers, it depends on the need of the customer. Rather the point is that these process characteristics are another form of evidence used by the customer to judge service. So process will also uh, give perception of the quality of the that particular service. So what all things you are required to complete that particular process, or the process characteristics will give you good or bad perception about that particular service. Example: two successful airline companies, Southwest and Singapore Airlines, follow extremely different process model. So Southwest Airlines is airline where you will not get anything free, you will get minimum services at minimum cost. But at Singapore Airlines you will get all the services, but the price of the ticket is also high. So at the Southwest Airlines, price of the ticket is low, and at the Singapore Airline, price of the ticket is high. Then also these are two companies are profit making companies, and these are companies are providing very good quality to their services. It is because they have already clearly told to their customers that what type of services they are going to provide, and they are delivering on the promise what they have done. So the customer group for the Southwest airline is completely different. They are uh, they are uh, they are the people who like to avail the airline services at minimum cost. And for the Singapore Airlines, these are the business class people. These are the rich people. They want all the amenities, all the facilities. So that's why both the customers are happy, because whatever their needs are satisfied with the charges or the cost or the price which these two airlines are offering. Southwest is no free. That is, they are not providing any free services. No food, no assigned seats. Low price airline that offers frequent, relatively short domestic flight, and all the evidence it provides is consistent with its vision and market position as illustrated. And Singapore Airlines, on the other hand, focuses on the business traveler and is concerned with the meeting individual traveler needs. Thus, its process is highly customized to the individual, and employee are empowered to provide non-standard services when needed. So, how Singapore Airlines will provide you customized service? Singapore Airlines will provide you lot of different types of services on demand, but Southwest Airlines will not provide that. But both the airlines are providing very good quality services, because their customer group are totally different, their needs are different, and they are doing good job as per the requirement of the customers. They are solving the problems of the customers. Both the airlines have been successful. So these the three new marketing mix elements: people, physical evidence, and process, are included in the marketing mix as a separate elements because they are particularly noticeable for services. They are within the control of the firm, and any or all of them may influence the customer's initial decision to purchase a service, as well as the customer's level of satisfaction and repurchase decision. So this is the uh, marketing mix, or the service mix, or extended marketing mix for the services. So I hope you have understood this today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching this.